I mentioned making a video about journaling a while ago, and well, that's what I'm doing right now. I've been putting it off for so long because I myself, I'm like, how do I teach people who have no idea how to journal, how to start journaling? I feel like it's easier said than done. I don't think I ever had to learn how to journal. It was just a thing of doing for me. As most of you know, because I keep on saying it over and over again, I have been journaling for about 5 to 6 years now. I started journaling because when I was in uni, from absolutely nowhere in 2020, I started having really intense panic attacks. And as somebody that wasn't really anxious to start with, I don't think I was ever really anxious. I would search for every single thing that I could search for: how to stop anxiety, or how to stop having panic attacks, how to control panic attacks and your anxiety and all of that. And a top thing that people always mentioned was journaling. And so I picked up journaling. I'll write every morning how I'm feeling, the things that were worrying me. A lot of times I was journaling based off of how I was feeling, and a lot of times I was feeling very anxious, and I'll try to trace it back to the main thing that's making me anxious and try to do bullet points how I could kind of like settle with myself the thing that was making me anxious. And that's kind of how I got into journaling. And after a while, I feel like a lot of my anxiety was coming from school, to be very honest. And so when I was able to tackle that, I feel like I stopped being so anxious. So now a lot of my journaling has to do with morning pages and just stream of consciousness journaling. I like to have a physical representation of the life I've lived. Okay, so let's get into the video. First things first, the supplies. I'm going to run you guys through my journals and what I use them for. The first journal I have is obviously the Reset. This is in the color green. We also have the Clearstone as well as an A-charm. It's very customizable. You can do what you want with your own journal, which I think is amazing. But I use this as my commonplace journal. So this is where I store the content I consume online. So YouTube videos that I watched are educational, or I picked up 1 or 2 things about, I would write them in this book, as well as TikTok videos, blog posts, articles, all of that. It's a great way to store knowledge. A lot of times we're scrolling on social media and we kind of forget what we already watched. So I like to go back and read on topics that I've learnt about from articles, from videos, and all of that. Commonplace journal. Start one if you don't already have one. And this is my diary, or my personal journal. I like to call it a diary because diary is so childish. Even if I write so childishly, this is my diary, this is my journal, this is my everyday notebook. This is the red stone. I don't have any charms on this because this is more serious. I like to do my morning pages here. I like to write in the morning. When I wake up, how I'm feeling, what happened the day before, conversation I had that stuck with me, just things like that, just random everyday self-reflections, self-ponderings, stuff like that. That's why I write in this book. Okay, so how to journal as a beginner. The first thing I have to say to everybody that just wants to start journaling and doesn't know what to write about is to lower the bar. I know that you see all these pretty journals on Pinterest, on TikTok, and you think that you have to write in such a pretty manner, or you have to write a lot, or you have to write 10 pages in one sitting. You don't have to do that. You can start with simple things just as lists. I'm talking to-do list. You can write gratitude list. Just write 10 things that you're grateful for. Worry list, 5 things you're worried about. Just write list, random list about different things, random list about books you've read, movies you've watched, stuff like that. I used to write every single day things I'm grateful for, or I'll write a worry list from top to bottom. So things I'm worried about. I kind of like see them physically, the things I'm worried about. And when you look at them, you're like, okay, this is so silly. I'm worried that I might fail my exam. Why are you worried that you might fail your exam? You're already studying. The second thing for me is writing morning pages. I think this is from, when I say writing morning pages, I didn't know where it was from, but a lot of people say it's from creative way. I think it's what's called the creative way. I'm not sure. The art? I don't know. But morning pages, I like to write first thing in the morning. I feel like it reduces my anxiety or my worries about the day, especially if I wake up with a heavy heart. I just write what is worrying me or how I'm feeling that morning, and I just start my day. Sometimes I write a dream log, what I dreamt about, or I recount conversations from the day before. Morning pages, I feel like, is really easy for me, especially if you're somebody that thinks a lot. You can just allow it to flow. It's just a stream of consciousness for me. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to start from anywhere or lead to anywhere. It's just me writing whatever it is I want to write that morning. When I first started writing, I used to do brain dumps. So I'll set a timer for 5 minutes and just brain dump whatever it is I'm thinking of. It could be a movie I read, it could be a sentence I was holding on to from a book that I read, it could be a movie I've watched. It could be a lyric from a song, just anything. It could be something, a quote I saw, and I just write about it for 5 minutes. Once the timer is up, it's ended. I feel like the most important thing with morning pages or just writing brain dumps in general is to allow your mind to flow. Don't think about making it perfect. Don't think about anything in general, and just allow your mind to flow. My third tip for when you want to start journaling is to use prompts. I came out with journaling prompts a few years ago. It's called the Written Journal Prompt. It's a digital ebook form you could go through when you want to journal and see little prompts that you can write about. So it's sectioned in monthly, weekly, anxiety, self-improvement, manifestations, goal setting. It's really extensive. It's really great if you wake up and you don't know what to write about. It will be linked in the description box, but you don't need that if that's not something that you're looking for, if it's not something you can afford at the moment. When I just first started journaling, I'll go on Pinterest to find a bunch of journaling prompts and I just write from that. Or you could sign up to be part of the Reset Circle. Some of my favorite prompts to use, which you can take away from this video, is how do I feel right now? What do I need more or less of? What version of me is trying to emerge? What am I proud of this week? What is taking my energy lately? Something that is very important for journaling for me is creating a ritual around it and not just making it another task. I feel like a lot of people don't do things because they don't romanticize it enough. You see people on social media romanticize mundane and everyday tasks, and you think that, oh, it's so silly, it doesn't make any sense, but that is what makes the task enjoyable. For me, when I'm at home, I like to light a candle, have tea or coffee, put on nice perfume, make sure my hand is well moisturized. Like, it seems so silly, but it makes the activity very enjoyable. And also have a really pretty journal that you like to write in really helps. So set a routine around it. It could be in the morning, it could be at night, whatever time. Just try to make a routine about it. Try to romanticize the experience a bit more, and I feel like it will make you want to do the task more. I see in comments when people talk about journaling, a lot of people are writing to perform, but a big thing is to write to release and not to perform. A lot of people also have the fear of somebody reading their journal. I don't think having a fear of people reading your journal is going to make you want to write freely. If it's for you to hide your journal, hide it. If you think that you're living in a house with nosy people that don't know boundaries, hide your journal where nobody will find it, but always write to release and not to perform. Your handwriting doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It can be messy. You can write however you want. You can start a sentence and decide, oh, I don't want to say this again, and start all over again. It's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be freeing. It's supposed to be you releasing and not you performing. And yeah, that is my little take on journaling. I hope one of you, or every single one of you, pick up journaling this year. It's such a beautiful thing. I don't think I can speak enough about journaling. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye and Happy New Year!